and Adams playing the way they are for Sky Blue, they're going to get some more opportunities to try to get that second goal, which in all likelihood would put this game away. So look for Sky Blue to try to get that second goal. Rampone and Goodson have to be very, very careful trying to hold off Wambach. They know now as this game progresses, more direct play is going to come into effect, trying to find the long balls for her, which is her specialty with the back to the goal. And for Western New York, they really need a goal. Zerboni, Kerr, Perez, Adriana need to be more involved. So let's see if they unleash their attacking players a little bit more, try to get them into better areas to try to get that equalizer and perhaps a go-ahead goal.
I thought you were going to continue on, but either way, 1-0 at halftime. We're still working on some out-of-town scores. There's two other games going on tonight. Last night, the two teams that were expected to be the front runners to the league title in this first season, Portland Thorns and FC Kansas City, went to a 1-1 draw out in Kansas City in front of well over 6,000 fans out in Overland Park.
Yeah, good turnout there. Quality game, 1-1 at the end, so both teams come away with a point. Cuellar scores the first goal in league history in the 3rd minute, and Sinclair equalized in the 67th minute, leading to that 1-1 draw. But it really shows you how closely that a lot of these teams can be. So 2 or 3 goals may not necessarily be the norm until the team has a little bit longer time to train, to get to know each other on and off the field. So that being said, I'm sure both teams are happy with the point, and if Western New York could come back here and get the point on the road, I'm sure they'd be happy with it as well. But they need to equalize first.
By the way, we've got to give a big thanks to Patrick Donnelly with the National Women's Soccer League, as well as Perry Tobin with YouTube. Both of them helping us out big time, getting through the technical issues that we had going on here in the first half of the game. Gentlemen, thank you very much, and hopefully we don't have the issue again going forward, as we are now at halftime. Both teams getting ready to come back out. We'll take a quick timeout. It is 1-0 Sky Blue FC, second half, starting momentarily here at Yurak Field. You're watching NWSL Soccer on YouTube. Back here at Yurak Field, Brett Luthner, Eric Studnicki, Sean Bretherick manning the camera here, and hopefully in later dates he'll be manning the TriCaster switchboard and helping us out there. Again, we apologize for a lot of the technical difficulties. We're ecstatic that you've stayed with us through all of it. 1-0 Sky Blue FC on an own goal off of a corner kick late in the first half, and that's where we stand as we start the second half. Western New York Flash had a penalty kick. Adriana stepped up and took it in early in the match. I believe that was the 23rd minute of play, and it was turned aside. Brilliant save by Brittany Cameron, read the shot all the way. And then Abby Wambach, about 5 minutes later, tried to catch Cameron off her line and instead caught the crossbar and kept Western New York scoreless. We have an out-of-town scoreboard here. Seattle and Chicago are 1-1. That game between the Seattle Reign and Chicago Red Stars. Washington has a 1-0 lead on Boston in their game. And that's where we stand. We're 1-0 here, so a lot of ones and nils going on in the National Women's Soccer League. Western New York in the red kits trimmed in white, going from right to left now here in the second half. Sky Blue FC in their navy kits trimmed in white, going from left to right. We are underway, second half of play. Here on YouTube, the National Women's Soccer League. This is sent out for a throw-in Sky Blue FC. It is a brisk night here in Piscataway. A little bit chilly. It's getting a little bit colder, and if you hear me shiver, that's probably the reason why. Now, midfield. And Western New York comes through. Tries to play along. Again, they're trying to ask some questions of this Sky Blue FC backline, but so far the questions have been answered rather well.
Yeah, Goodson and Rampone have really done a good job thus far, keeping that clean sheet in the middle of the field. Good communication. One of them always fronting Wambach from allowing her those flick-ons. Usually it's Rampone. So good scouting there. Good execution for that first half for Sky Blue.
On it now is Western New York. They try to come forward. Perez tried to play along for Kerr, but it gets cut out. And now Sky Blue in possession of it. Friels. She plays long, but a little too ambitious, and goes right to the keeper, Adriana Franch.
So once again, they start with Vanna in that middle area, occupying that central space. Look for her to interchange as she did in that first half, along with Kerr and Kendall and Johnson. So the idea is, once again, Sky Blue continue to give different looks. Don't allow Western New York to get back into this game, to push up field, to condense the spaces.
By the way, I am not buying the fact that it's 59 degrees here in Piscataway. Just saying. That's what weather.com is telling us at the moment. I'm saying it's more in the neighborhood of 49, not 59, as you see some of the young fans here walking around in sweaters and blankets and whatnot. Probably got up to 59 today. But with the light breeze, it'll make things feel a little bit cooler. Goal kick here, and Franch is telling everybody to head on downfield. And so she'll line this up, and pretty much you got a whole gaggle of players hovering right around the center circle. And that's where this ball goes to the right of it. Drops down, and Sky Blue looking to gain possession of the ball. It shows you how much I've done hockey. I was about to play. So Angela Salem is out of the game, and Amy Barzuk, number 22, is in the game. That was a second half substitution to fill you in on. Otherwise, everybody else so far has been out there. And as I was saying, I said puck for a moment, or is about to, because I've been doing so many hockey games. I guess this happens once in a while with the cold weather, too. Now ahead comes Western New York. Again, going from right to left. A little bit of an ambitious ball. It's going to go out for a throw-in. And a little bit of a tumble over, but Rampone's now got it off that throw.
Yeah, and once again, Zerboni committing the turnover. Been far too many times for this Western New York team to try to sustain attack. Need that final pass to be good. Zerboni plays that one into the touch area, so once again, easy for Sky Blue to regroup and be set defensively.
And if you can hear off in the background, somebody's car alarm's going. We hope it's not our cameraman Sean's. Long, a little bit too far, and yeah, it's off, so we're assuming it's not our cameraman's, and we go on without much further ado. Unlike the nervous moments in the first half hour of the evening. Western New York with it. Go ahead.
Yeah, someone's got to do a good job for Western New York just to step on up and try to gain tempo, control of this game here in the midfield area. It's been Perez on this occasion, but that's what they've been lacking in that first half. Someone in that midfield area to really get the ball, try to continue to make passes, get their wingbacks forward, and try to create better scoring chances. The threat of Wambach is always there, but they need to be a little bit more balanced in the attack to really try to unlock this Sky Blue defensive back four.
This runs out for a goal kick, Sky Blue FC. These two teams might want to get a little familiar with each other. They'll be facing each other in a couple weeks' time. This time it'll be up at Salem Stadium in Western New York. That will come on May 1st. The next Sky Blue home game is a week later when Chicago comes to town. Foul is going to go against Western New York. It'll be I'll check it. It'll go against Sky Blue. And Western New York will have a free kick here right at the midfield stripe. By the way, for those wondering, the white lines are the lacrosse lines, as Rutgers lacrosse shares the field with Rutgers soccer. And now sent down. This will go ahead, and here comes Sky Blue in the other direction. Quick counter here to Vanna. Tries to move around one. The one, though, does a good job defending. And the second helps out. However, Vanna creates a little issue, and it's going to create a corner kick.
Yeah, that's that desire and heart that I spoke of before with Vanna. Always running everything down. They're creating an opportunity for a team to come forward. Send Rampone, send Goodson. Sprinkle Johnson in there.
And you can hear the fans stomping. A mainstay in the Sky Blue history. This goes out for a goal kick. Fans would always stomp on corner kicks, and that hasn't changed since 2011. Glad to see some things happen, including everybody here up in the press box. It's almost like you come back and the band's back together.
The more things change, the more they stay the same.
I love it.
Yeah, they're on that opportunity. On it. O'Hara not able to get her foot wrapped around the ball for a good shot, but needless to say, a good delivery on the corner kick by Adams. So those things, as I mentioned before, take a little bit of time.
Right in front of the Sky Blue bench here. Western New York in possession of the ball. And right now, Wambach, outside of that long shot that she tried to catch Cameron off as Wambach took a little tumble, we play on. Outside of that one chance, Wambach has been held in check.
Yeah, very isolated up top, a lot of times by herself, 1v2 or 3. And as I mentioned before, Goodson and Rampone have a very good understanding of not allowing her to receive the ball in dangerous areas, constantly bodying her. Don't allow her to spin off and create opportunities as that ball goes out for a Western New York corner kick. But
and here's where it could be dangerous for them.
Yeah, this is Wambach written all over it. Her physicality is second to none. So you really just have to compete with her, create contact, no free headers, no runs to goal.
Let's see what happens here off of this. Corner, finally coming in swinger. It's going to be headed down and a save made. Loose ball in front as it was spilled a little bit by Cameron.
Yeah, and that was Wambach on that free run, as I just mentioned before. You have to put a body on her so she can't flick those balls into space.
And a whistle is blown, player down, and training staff is going to head on out there pretty quickly.
Yeah, I believe it was another head-to-head collision. But once again, Wambach on the end of that corner kick, free run. Luckily for Sky Blue, they didn't get punished with that. When you give an opportunity like that to a world-class player like Wambach, most of the time she's going to put that on frame and finish. So once again, Sky Blue get away with another defensive lapse.
As we wait, we'll still try to get you some more out-of-town scores going on here. As we said, last check, Seattle and Chicago were 1-1, and Washington was up 1-0 on Boston. As the injured player coming off, we're trying to see who it is from up here. Of course, somebody forgot his glasses today. Not going to mention any names, but his initials are Brett Luthner.
I believe it's Brittany Bach.
Yes, that is Brittany Bach, number 10. Second time she's taken a knock in this game. She took one in the first half, sliding to make a challenge. And looks like, once again.
Yeah, when a lot of direct balls are played into the penalty area, you have to be willing to challenge. Bach certainly hasn't shied down on several occasions tonight. She's been up to the challenge.
And so now we get back into play here, and this one's going to be sent long. Wambach trying to come down with it, does so. Shields off one defender, sees another one coming, so lays it on off. This is Reynolds, Catherine Reynolds, a little too far, and it's going to go out for a goal kick.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about earlier. How a lot of passes in that final third really leave little to be desired. That time it was Reynolds hitting that ball astray. And if you want to really get Wambach on the end of services, they have to be quality services. Make one more pass before you just throw that ball down the sideline. And once again, that's what Western New York's been suffering from tonight. Just playing that ball a little bit too quickly. Lack of quality on the end of it. That one was also overhit with the weight of the pass. And as I mentioned before earlier in the game, very easy for Sky Blue to defend.
By the way, just looking at the schedule, Sky Blue FC is off next week.
Thank you to our jersey sponsor, Second Floor Youth Helpline. Second Floor.
And here you hear the Second Floor Youth Line. Once again, the jersey sponsor for Sky Blue FC. And a great thing, too, Sky Blue FC giving that acknowledgement for the jersey sponsorship. Great cause there, too. Wambach trying to run on to this. And a good job defending there by Goodson. She had committed a penalty earlier in the match that led to the Adriana spot kick that was saved by Cameron, but Goodson outside of that has done well tonight.
Yeah, she's had a solid game and really a tall task. Still 35 minutes left to try to keep Wambach off the scoreboard.
This is coming forward. It's a cross. It's actually a shot. It's going to go over the bar. Caitlin Ford was aiming for it and almost got it, but unfortunately just over the bar. Goal kick going to Western New York.
Yeah, that was one of those crosses in between. Hard for a goalie to judge. Fortunately for Western New York, that sailed high. But once again, trying to now get their outside backs employed into the attack. And it's very hard because Western New York is really condensing that midfield area. So just to find the pass out there has been tough sledding for both teams in the first 55 minutes or so of this match.
Chance here, Sky Blue throw in. We'll give you some scheduling updates in just a moment, as we also try to get the out-of-town scoreboard updated a bit as well. Sky Blue FC in possession of the ball right now, however. Played into the area, headed down nicely, though, by the defense. Sky Blue still in possession. Ford's got it. Plays back to the feet of Schmidt. And now Sky Blue just looking to settle things down here. Bach is back on again. Tried to play for Adams forward, and instead gets cut out. Ford again nads it down. Schmidt was running for a 1-2. Instead, it's turned over, and here comes Western New York in the other direction. As I try to get that word out of my mouth fast.
Sky Blue have to be very careful at this junction of the game not to get caught on the break. They need to always have someone central to prevent the service going into Wambach so she could be in a 1v1 situation. And to their credit, they've really done a good job, Brett, with allowing her to receive in that middle part of the third where they want it, 50 or 60 yards away from the goal, where she can't pose any danger.
Oh, this is a nice ball forward. Devanna, she's onside. Devanna trying to break away. Shot. Oh, fingertip save. Nice job, Adriana Franch, to get fingertips to it. It goes out for a corner kick. Dangerous Sky Blue FC here in the 59th.
Great effort by Devanna there, just showing her pace, her class, going 1v1 at the back too, manufacturing a shot and a save. So once again, another great opportunity by their best player so far for me in the offensive stages for Sky Blue.
That was a nice save by Franch too.
Absolutely full extension. She did a good job reading it. Cut the angle down.
And Adams will take this corner kick, trying to set it up to where she likes it. Denise Adams, pretty much straight on with that one. A header just goes wide of the post, and it'll be a goal kick for the Western New York Flash. Substitution coming on. It'll be Melanie McCarthy, number 22. She'll enter the game. And we'll see who she's pulling. She's pulling off Katie Friels, number 23. Mikowski heads onto the pitch for the first time today. Friels, nice effort out of her this evening. And Sky Blue has the 1-0 lead.
Absolutely. She didn't allow that service into Wambach. Did a good job in that midfield area, just closing down spaces, allowing Western New York to really play passes they didn't want to. And as a result, she's going to be subbed on out. Now with a little over 30 minutes left, Sky Blue probably going to stay a little bit more compact, not open up too much.
Nice job here. Moving forward is Ford. Ford. And she'll earn a corner out of this whole deal. Another corner conceded here in the 61st minute.
Yeah, and as I said, that Ford goes streaking down that right-hand side.
Adams will tee it up for
Once
Sky
again,
Blue.
trying to get that second goal.
Now you can hear the crowd stomping in the background. And now the whistles are blowing. There's some pushing and shoving going on in the area, which to be expected. And now we'll try it once again. Outswinger headed over the bar. It'll be a goal kick for Western New York.
Yeah, and that was Rampone on the end of that one. I think she just jumped a little bit too soon. Or, excuse me, it was Bach on the end of that one. But once again, set pieces, very difficult to convert at this stage of the season.
Players and WPA.
They'll get better as the season goes on for both teams.
Log on to SkyBlueFC.com.
And by the way, we just heard everybody's so used to saying the old league, it slipped out a little bit, started to slip out, and then the microphone went. Here's a shot opportunity. Oh, what a save made by Adriana France. Great save diving to her left.
Yeah, in the last few minutes, she's really had to come up big, not conceding that second goal. So you can see Sky Blue still committed to try to get that second goal, try to entertain the crowd, try to create chances.
And McCoskey almost got herself a tally there, just moments into entering the match as a substitute. Now Sky Blue FC coming forward again. Ford, who's been on the ball a lot this evening, she's on it again, and she steps through one, tries to step through another, instead it gets knocked out for a throw-in.
And that's a good plan by Sky Blue to try to get her into the attack, pull those center backs out of position so she can lay service into one of the 3 or 2 forwards that are up front, unlocking that back four. So once again, trying to streak a little bit more, has Ford been in this second half.
Headed down around, and now Western New York will have it. And then sent out for a throw right by the fourth officials table. And quickly sent forward here on the throw-in. It's Wambach, the ever so dangerous Abby Wambach, who's just a couple goals off of setting the all-time record for goals. By the way, one thing I'd like to comment. Last night in Kansas City, excellent crowd, and tonight here in Piscataway on a chilly night, a nice-sized crowd here tonight. There's especially some of the midfield seats pretty much coming close to the top rows being filled. So good job here by the fans in the inaugural game in NWSL for Sky Blue FC. This foul goes against Western New York, and it'll be a Sky Blue FC free kick.
And so far, Sky Blue have really been able to answer all the questions that have been posed to them by this Western New York team. We're going to see eventually if they try to get someone a little bit closer to Wambach. It just seems that she's by herself a lot. Maybe bring Curran a little bit more interior to play off of her so she can knock those balls down and try to get more bodies forward.
There's a chance. Wambach's got it just outside the area. Top of the area, hesitates, stutter step, and then realizing with 2 people around it, better lay it off. Does so to the feet of Zerboni. Zerboni moves in, tries to cross one, and wasn't in a great position to get much mustard on it. But Western New York still in possession. Now Zerboni plays it on back. With it here is Reynolds. Tries to play into the middle. Instead, it's headed away, and Adams steers it further from danger. This goes out for a throw. Once again, want to mention while we have this opportunity, I mentioned some of the sponsors here for Sky Blue FC. Second Floor Youth Helpline in Monmouth County. For youth facing problems, give them a call, 888-222-2228, as we have another substitution coming on. On goes Jody Ann Robinson, over 23. Off comes Samantha Kerr, number 4. That in the 65th minute. Once again, Second Floor Youth Helpline in Monmouth County. For youth facing problems, give them a call. Over 100,000 calls thus far. They are the jersey sponsor for Sky Blue FC. Give them a call, 888-222-2228. They're there to help you all the way through. Of course, other sponsors, ShopRite sponsored the halftime kick which was not converted here this evening. There's 10 other opportunities for fans to do so. And, of course, go to the team's website, skybluefc.com. As this one goes out, it'll be a throw-in for Sky Blue FC. Go to the team website, skybluefc.com. You can get ticketing information there to come on out to Yurak Field here in Piscataway and to follow the entire league and to also catch every single webcast for all the games here in the National Women's Soccer League. You can go on to the league's website, nwslsoccer.com, the official website of the National Women's Soccer League. Brett Luthner, Eric Studnicki here at Yurak Field. Sean Bretherick manning the cameras today, helping the production elements along here, of which we will have a lot more as the season goes on, rest assured. 1-0 Sky Blue FC here, 67th minute, an own goal off of a corner kick. The lone tally thus far this evening. Sky Blue has been threatening here in the second half. As I was starting to mention earlier, the white lines out there are for the lacrosse markings, and the yellow lines are the soccer markings, and obviously that's what we're following here tonight. Ford's got it. Wants to set things up and play through. Bach tried to play someone, and nobody was home. I think she was trying to play number 16, Sophie Schmidt, but instead it went through. On it now is Zerboni. Turned it over. However, Western New York gets it back. Tries to play up long. Instead, it's right back to the feet of Schmidt. Bach plays it across. And Western New York starting to get a little more aggressive towards the ball here. Down a goal in the 68th.
Yeah, they need someone to step up and try to come up with a play that's going to create a scoring opportunity for them. So far, this first 35 minutes or so of this second half really have showed little will to attack and get forward, support Wambach.
Now, Western New York on it. Taking a look, sending it into the middle. Wambach was the intended target, never really got there, however. And coming back to help out defensively and then taking a knock for her efforts was Bach. Now we play on. Adams sent forward on a long ball, but it's cut out nicely by the defense and sent the other way. Chested down, sent out. It'll be a throw. It actually was Devana, not Bach. I apologize. Devana took that little knock coming back to help out defensively. We've seen Bach get a couple knocks today, and this one goes off of Schmidt's feet. And we're going to have ourselves, no, not yet. There is a substitute waiting at the table, and that substitute is Monica Ocampo, number 8. However, here's a chance. Shot right at Brittany Cameron. Good job there by Jody Ann Robinson with the left foot, but Cameron right in the right spot.
Yeah, I like the initiative she showed. Went right at the back four. Was able to get some space to squeeze off that left-footed shot. Unfortunately for her, she wasn't able to get enough pace or power behind that shot to really trouble Cameron. So still 1-0, 70th minute here, and we have to see what this Western New York team is going to do in this last 20 minutes. As you mentioned before, another change is going to be made by Sky Blue.
Ocampo comes on for Denisha Adams.
Yeah, and Adams, I thought, had a good game. Was very active, especially in that first half, trying to get down that left-hand side. Was involved in the goal. It was her service off the corner kick that led to that own goal opportunity. So combining along with her, Johnson, they had a good, solid evening up there, so her night is done.
Now ball sent long, trying to get on to the back end of this. Here's an opportunity. Save made! Another brilliant save. Devana's been robbed twice.
Yeah, second time. Devana got in behind on her own. French once again going down to her right side, making that extension save. But once again, Devana's really been a handful for this back four of Western New York. Every time she seems to get into those central areas, she's really causing havoc here, Brett.
French has made a couple brilliant saves to keep this at 1-0 and keep Western New York in this match. Here's the corner. No swing on it, straight. Top of the area. It's going to be played down and eventually out of danger. And, however, Sky Blue FC is on it. So while they retreat, tactically, what does Western New York have to do to get themselves equalized?
Well, I think they need to get people more like Robinson involved, who is just on the ball right now. They need to throw another player up there along with Wambach to combine, to create some chances, to create passing options.
Oh, Wambach tried to set one up, and it was just behind. Funny you should say that because Robinson passed it to Wambach as you were describing that.
Yeah, and you see what she brings. She brings immediately change of pace to the game. Robinson able to create things on her own, which really this Western New York team has been lacking all night. They need someone to unlock that back four. A lot of times it takes an individual effort, a special skill. And for Sky Blue, just continue to go direct down that center part of the field. Really, for both teams, haven't been able to combine on the flank with the exception of Sky Blue in the beginning of the game. So really in that center areas are the weak spots for this Western New York Flash team, and continue to go there to try to get that second goal in this last 20 minutes.
Really, that's where they have had their most success, is coming down the middle. But again, France has just been equal to just about every task except for the own goal that's been thrown at her. Here comes another one. Wow.
Yeah, and that was a dynamite shot hit from about 40 yards out on that angle. Once again, she put her foot through that.
That is one. And she's made 3 or 4 excellent saves tonight.
Absolutely. World-class level, as you would expect in this league.
Yes, fans, you
Really unfair for her to get scored that own goal on. But once again, a lot of ways, that's the breaks at this level.
That's NWSLshop.com. And gear up today.
By the way, while Jim Gooley says it over the loudspeaker, we might as well tell you, you can get official NWSL jerseys. Go on to NWSLshop.com for all NWSL apparel. This one goes out. It'll be a goal kick for Western New York.
And as this game has gone on, you could really see now this last 20 minutes, fitness levels are going to come into play. Which team is able to go forward and manufacture the legs to attack in numbers, try to get players into the box. Western New York really has to start to think about throwing some more players forward.
And again, Brittany Cameron has gone wandering way off her lines and now has to drop back. Oh, nice move by Robinson. She's into the area. Robinson crosses, volley, goes over the bar, well over, and almost into the parking lot behind.
Yeah, and that was Adriana on that one. Once again, her technique lets her down, but Robinson, once again, with that change of pace, change of direction, able to get service in. So maybe they found what they think their trump card is. Allow Robinson this last 20 minutes to, every time you get it, go at the back four, try to get service in the Wambach or Adriana, try to create that opportunity to get the equalizer on the road.
SkyBlueFC.com.
And this one goes out. It should be a Western New York throw, I believe. And that is the case.
And now, as I mentioned before, this last 20 minutes for Sky Blue, really have to stay focused. You have to be able to concentrate to clear your lines, to track back, make sure there's no midfield runners coming through for easy goal-scoring opportunities.
Played here. Here goes Western New York in the other direction. Trying here on the counter in the 74th. This ball played wide now into the area where Cameron calls off Rampone and will keep things settled down a little bit. Now sends long.
Yeah, so Boney has to continue to do more of that. Pick the ball up in the midfield, make something happen, make a penetrating pass, get into the attack.
This one is a foul, goes against Sky Blue FC. It's going to be a free kick for the Flash. So 75th minute now, as we're just finding out Adam Scott won the Masters in a playoff. Sent long in the other direction. First time an Australian's ever won the Masters. It is out for a throw-in.
And you see Estelle Johnson there just, once again, playing that ball in the touch. It's that direct ball from Sky Blue, really putting pressure on her. Vanna's been really all over the place in terms of her movement.
Johnson's throwing to Ford. Ford goes and crosses it into some feet. Here's a shot and another save. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I'm really impressed with Adriana Franch today. I mean, that is another solid save.
Yeah, Mikowski really put her foot through that ball. Had a lot of pace on it. Comfortable save in the end, but good positioning. Once again, standing up to the task.
I mean, some keepers, though, that we've seen in the past, in past Women's League, in WPS, in WUSA, they would have problems with that and it would be parrying it over the bar. As this one's coming forward here. On it is Johnson. Her cross is knocked out for a corner.
Yeah, and a lot of that happens with youth football now where the goalies are told more to parry the ball. Catching is really gone as an art in a lot of cases. So a lot of times the keepers feel more comfortable parrying that to the side. But as you mentioned before, French really seems to have a good set of hands, comfortable in the saves, isn't willing to parry.
She's seen, to me, she's seen the ball extremely well tonight. And this could have easily been 3 or 4-0.
Yeah, absolutely, and it takes that standout performance from your goalkeeper. So already you could pencil in that Western New York's going to be able to have good goalkeeping play, which is really one of the things that if you can in this league sustain at least one position that's consistent, you'd want to have it in your goal or your forward play to always make sure that your goalie can keep you in the game as she has tonight.
Well, I'll say this: if this is an indication of things to come, and some of the some experts at the beginning of the season. We're saying, hey, look out for this girl. She can really be a driving force this season. If this is true, and this is what we're expecting from Adriana Franch, this is going to be a dangerous team, Western New York, because they got that attacking option in Wambach. As this one stays in. A little bit behind now. Got to be careful here. Sky Blues got themselves an attacker and a rather good one there. A couple of them, obviously, in Devana and in Denisha Adams. But right now, they've been turned aside on everything.
Yeah, now really you can see that Western New York starting to push up a little bit more. Trying to go forward the last 15 minutes to try to get that equalizer. That being said, you're going to give something up in the back. You're going to have to play a higher line. There's going to be more space in behind that back four. So you're going to take that calculated risk to try to get the road goal. But it's something, as I said, this first 80 minutes or so, this Western New York team really hasn't done enough to show that they do deserve to be winning. All right, it boils down to technical quality. And other than the penalty that they had, really, in the Wambach opportunity, have really been short of ideas in the offensive stages.
Now, Sky Blue trying to come forward. It's going to go out for a throw-in.
Yeah, that was a crucial challenge right there by Reynolds. You don't want that quick counterattack to expose your back four, especially in the last few minutes of this game. You want to try to keep Sky Blue at bay.
Moving forward. Oh, nice ball there. Trying to get onto his Devana. Foul is going to be called. Good job there by Monica Ocampo to try to play that ball forward for Devana. It was successful, but a little too hard for Devana to handle. And thus the foul is called. 79th minute.
Yeah, I like that move, bringing Ocampo in. She's a technician, able to hold the ball, find a pass, shield, draw the foul there, which in essence really buys valuable time for the Sky Blue team to really make sure that they're set up defensively, organized.
And now this one does go out. I initially didn't think so, but it does go out. It's a Sky Blue throw-in here, 79th minute. Nobody else at the subs table just yet, although there is someone, a couple players warming up, and we'll see if anybody else is coming in. Now played. Western New York tries to go up instead. Knocked out of the play by Ocampo. We'll get another throw-in. Taken. Wambach plays down. Spins. And now Western New York in possession. Tries to play forward. A little bit too far. Sky Blue cleared only to Zerboni. This could be dangerous. Recall Zerboni. And turns it on over. Sky Blue will get it on out of the area and down into the Western New York half.
Yeah, and once again, it's that final pass by Zerboni, letting her down. Had Wambach in stride, going into that 18-yard area. And as the story has been all night for this Western New York Flash team, really poor quality in that final third, especially with that killer pass, as you would call it. Really, quality has been lacking thus far this first 80 minutes tonight. They may get one more chance, though, through Wambach to try to get that equalizer, and that's the one thing that this Sky Blue team really has to be wary of these closing minutes here.
And now we got a foul. It's going to be a Sky Blue free kick. All the way back near the Western New York bench. And as time is running out for the girls from Rochester. By the way, scheduling, just to let you know, Sky Blue FC's next game is in 2 weeks. They're at the Washington Spirit A 7 p.m. match on Saturday, April 27th. The week before, Western New York visit the Spirit. That also 7 p.m. match. So fans of both of these teams will be checking out the Washington Spirit webcast next couple weeks. These two get together then early May, and that is in Rochester. So Sky Blue, 2 of their first 3 games will be against Western New York. Foul is going to be, not sure if it was a foul or the flag went up. Either way, Sky Blue's got the free kick. Our next webcast here for Sky Blue FC home games will be on Wednesday, the 8th of May. It's a 7 p.m. start as Sky Blue FC entertains the Chicago Red Stars. Of course, if you want to catch all the webcasts of every NWSL game, go on to nwslsoccer.com. This one cleared away. Only as far. Couldn't quite tell who was on the end of that. But Sky Blue still with it, far side of the field. On your webcast stream here in the 82nd minute, Brett Luthner and Eric Studnicki. Sean Bretherick, man in the cameras here tonight. As Sky Blue holding a 1-0 lead. It could have been easily 3 or 4 if not for the outstanding goalkeeping of Adriana Franch so far. Sky Blue, I think the fair assessment would be Sky Blue's had the better of play here in the second half and pretty much for the game.
Yeah, they've been the team that's dictated how the game's going to be played. They try to dominate that midfield area, have been better in that final third of the field, and as a result, you're able to create the mistake for the own goal. But once again, as I mentioned before, very few ideas by this Western New York team. As you can see, Abby Wambach once again isolated, no players within 20 or 30 yards of her, which really makes it hard for you to try to play a style through the midfield if you only have one player to worry about. So those are things that this Western New York team will work on. How are they going to get more passes into the feet of Wambach? Who's going to be running off her? How could they get players closer to her to try to attack more in numbers?
Western New York. Out of the game, number 17, Veronica Perez. In the game, number 11, Laura Hayborg.
So, one that's not on our roster for Western New York, as we had checked it out earlier today, Laura Hayborg, number 11, comes on, replacing Veronica Perez, number 17. And now it's going to be a Sky Blue free kick here in the 83rd minute. And the thing you say, Western New York not having, many options, much creativity tonight. And this is, in women's soccer, we mentioned at the top, 3 championships in 3 different leagues in 3 consecutive years here. So it's not like that, it's a green coaching staff. Aaron Linus has been very successful. And just right now, his squad has just not had any answers for the back 4 and the midfield 4 as well, Sky Blue FC.
Yeah, and when you take away a player like Marta of her quality, world-class athlete, you can see that it definitely affects the team, the mindset. But it's also been more of a defensive culture mixed in with some very good offensive players. So it's always been a mindset to try to win low-scoring games. And as you go forward with a new league, with a new roster, that's when you try to make the changes as a coaching staff. And as you mentioned, they have a very veteran staff. They'll have to go back to the drawing board if they're unable to get the results here to try to come up with what they're going to do against this Washington team as well, because of the fact that it's a very tactically driven league. Very few teams. You can be able to study them a little bit more, and then therefore you could try to improve upon your quality of play as you go forward.
This is a throw-in for Sky Blue FC. And listen, this take nothing away from Jim Gabar. He's just the most experienced women's top-flight coach that the league has. He was in the WUSA, so you got experience on both sidelines. You got excellent coaching on both sidelines, and right now we have ourselves a 1-0 game, which could have been more if not for great goalkeeping. Here's an opportunity. Offside flag goes up, and that was the right call despite protests. She did look off by a couple strides.
Yeah, and that was Devana again making that diagonal run towards the goal. Was a foot or 2 offsides, but needless to say, you can see that long ball that's going to be on for the rest of this game. For Sky Blue, you have to be very happy thus far with this result. It hasn't been always very pretty.
Uh-oh, here comes a chance and a save made. Trying to get it off the one touch there was Robinson, and I think if she would have looked up, she would have had more time.
Oh, she had way more time than that. She could have taken a few touches, gotten the goal. created a better scoring chance than that. So once again, another wasted opportunity gone by the wayside for this Western New York team.
Zerboni leaves it on off for Barzuk. Tries to go long, instead it's going to get played away. And out for a Sky Blue throw in 86th minute here on what's turned out to be a chilly night in Piscataway. A few fans starting to hit the exits. Don't forget to, you got the fans across the way too, and I'm sure they're getting a nice little breeze going on there. But the bleachers here at Ursac with a nice sized crowd. Deflected shot chance here for Western New York. Here's a cross, getting ahead to it was Robinson. It goes over the bar, and I do believe Wambach was in the neighborhood waiting on the back end of that as well.
Yeah, golden opportunity there for Robinson. Unfortunately for her, she can't head that ball down into the ground, back where it comes from, across the face of the goal. So once again, it's that quality in the finish that have let this Western New York team down. The penalty, that opportunity. And at this level, those types of opportunities that are not taken will cost you a game at the end of the day.
Yeah, this is going to be played forward, and Sky Blue trying to attack it, an insurance goal here. Cross is going to be headed away. Now on it here is Ocampo. Ocampo turns, shoots, and a save made by Front. She's made several tonight, and she's on the receiving end of that one again.
Yeah, good job there by Ocampo just to get a shot out, keep French honest, allow once again Sky Blue to reset, drop back into their positions.
This now played forward. Robinson loses possession. Away comes Ford in the other direction. Caitlin Ford plays forward. And now Devanis swings it on across, switching field here. Sky Blue again had moments there where they could go through mid. Oh, this is a long offside. Wambach sprung forward and was off by a good 5 yards.
Yeah, and that's really been the story for her, of her evening. Wrong place and wrong time, not really getting the great service that she needs to really be effective in the goal area. There, just her timing let her down a little bit. So it's going to be back to the drawing board for her. But needless to say, when you have a world-class striker like her, you can really do a good job of building your team around her.
Now Sky Blue with possession here as we enter the 89th minute. This one right to front again. She easily scoops it up. And we're going to see our last substitution for Sky Blue FC as Madeline Thompson is making her way to the fourth officials table. This one goes all the way back to Cameron. Cameron plays it on up. Chasing it down now. And Sky Blue in possession of it. Ocampo. Ocampo tries to get through and didn't exactly like her touch there. And Western New York in possession. Still a one-goal game. 1-0 Sky Blue FC on an own goal late in the first half. Robinson can't track this one down and it'll go out for a throw-in, and we're going to get ourselves a substitution. Last one for Sky Blue FC. On comes Madeline Thompson, and off comes, wait for it, off comes number 5, Kendall Johnson.
Let's hear it out of the game.
Good job by Johnson here. She's really put a great shift in. 90 minutes of good tenacity, rather. 89 minutes, good tenacity. Switching positions really led to that goal that Sky Blue scored. So, very good effort by Johnson.
This one goes out of play and right to the Western New York bench. And we'll see if Western New York comes up. I do believe they have one substitution to go, if my notes are correct. This one, Sky Blue FC in possession of it. They may not want to take it, though, and not to waste any more time. Chance on here now, it's Taylor. Name we haven't called much tonight, Brittany Taylor, former Sky Blue FC player. Also formerly of, if you followed the W League in the USL for a couple of years, she played with the Hudson Valley Quick Strike Lady Blues. 4 minutes of stoppage time as we are in the 90th.
4 minutes additional time.
Yeah, desperation now for the Flash. Get the ball forward. Look for those flick-ons in the open areas. Run off the direction of the ball. You may get one more chance in this final 4 minutes. Can they step on up and try to get the equalizer?
And if we eventually get to a wide shot, not sure if we will just yet with the action, but you'll see a lot of the fans starting to line the edge of the bleachers down low as autograph season will be opened up very shortly. This one goes out for a throw, and there you see it. Nice sized crowd again, as we said here at Yurak Field. And you can see all the fans now starting to line up down low as this one gets put back into play. Chance here, Campo. It's going to turn up. Step back with it. Devana is marked by a couple of players. Nice maneuvers here. And Sky Blue FC maintaining possession. Eventually does get into the midst of French, who's going to punt it long. We are in stoppage time here. 1-0 Sky Blue. Wambach tried to go up high to win that ball. Doesn't. And instead, Mikowski clears it away. French going to come up for it. Another knock for Brittany Bach. She took another knock on that play before in the jump ball with Wambach, which she is tough in the air, that's for sure. Center circle. Western New York trying to push forward in desperation here, but this one a little too ambitious. It's going to go out for a Sky Blue throw-in.
Yeah, another disappointing pass out to that flank area.
Once again, your Sky Blue FC
Once again,
Wednesday, May 8th at 7 p.m. versus Chicago.
stopping a scoring opportunity from occurring, and really that's what I would say that this Western New York team really has to go back to the drawing board and work on connecting passes. Tactically, where should your players be on the field? And overall technical quality of their passes, Brett.
Rampone blasts that one out. We're a couple minutes into stoppage time now. Here comes another blast out, and this one all the way down. And a good touch away from being a 1v1 going in the other direction. Bach does a nice job to maintain possession for her side. This one goes all the way down. Would have been offside, so laying off it was a Campo. And now it's sent back long towards the midfield stripe. And there is the final whistle. Oh, no final whistle yet. Wait, the referee waved his arm for a moment. He was blowing a final whistle, but instead, false start on the broadcasters. Oh, wrong sport too. And we play on. This one goes out of bounds for a throw-in. Quickly taken. We're nearing the end of it, though, as our referee has taken a couple glances down at the watch. Throw in for Western New York. Another glance, and we continue to play. Although, anytime the referee heads towards that center circle, there's a long ball chance here. Wambach moving in. Wambach leaves it off for Robinson, gets it back over the bar.
Can you believe that? The person in the world that you'd want that ball set up for in the 6 overhits that, sails that ball high. Needless to say, another dangerous situation that this Sky Blue team is able to avoid via Wambach, but can you believe she missed that one?
No. Her and Robinson lurking, and Robinson's had a good game since she's come on. And now it's the final whistle.
Yes.
And after that scare, Sky Blue FC comes away with the full 3 points. Abby Wambach
1-0.
a little dejected over that one at the end there, and Sky Blue FC comes away with the full 3 points. A 1-0 victory over the Western New York Flash.
Yeah, and you were able to create that chance just on a direct play. Route 1 football, Wambach unable to convert. If anyone in the world you'd want that ball to fall to is definitely Wambach. Unfortunately for her, she didn't have enough energy, probably fatigue at the end of the game just to place that ball into the corner. She overhit it, and as a result, Sky Blue get out of here with the 1-0 victory.
And if we were to give, for ourselves a woman of the match, to me, even though she's on the losing end of it, Adriana Franch, just a tremendous game, keeping her team in and almost enabling her team to get the equalizer. You'd have to give her the nod for player of the match.
Absolutely. She played fantastic in terms of just her ability to keep her team in the game. And a lot of times at this level, that's what you need. Continuously, your defenders are going to make mistakes. If you have a great goalie to bail them out, it really allows you to continue to go forward. And as a result here, they created a great scoring opportunity at the end. They were just a few feet away from a point on the road. So once again, as you mentioned, good goalkeeping play by this Western New York Flash team.
And again, we want to thank all the fans watching the game, listening. I'm so used to radio. We want to thank all the fans watching the game out there, NWSL Soccer on YouTube, for tuning into this game, for sticking with us through the technical issues that we had in the first part of this game. And hopefully you enjoyed this broadcast. Just to let you know, if you're following your favorite teams, Western New York, you are at the Washington Spirit next Saturday. That is 6 days from now, April 20th. It's a 7 p.m. start against the Washington Spirit. Sky Blue FC fans, your team faces the same Washington Spirit squad a week later, April 27th. That's a 7 p.m. start. Both of those games down at the Maryland Soccerplex in Boyd's, Maryland. So the final score here from Yurak Field, it is Sky Blue FC 1 and the Western New York Flash 0. For Sean Broderick on the camera, Eric Studnicki, my broadcast partner, my name is Brett Luther. Once again, we hope you enjoyed this broadcast of Sky Blue FC Soccer through the NWSL Soccer on YouTube. Good night, everyone, from Piscataway, New Jersey. We will see you here Wednesday, May 8th, 7 p.m. Sky Blue FC against the Chicago Red Stars is our next Sky Blue FC broadcast. Good night, everyone.